Good evening and welcome to your English news package with Radio and Television Tonga for the hour making headlines. Parliament's meeting for today is again deferred. Tonga should prepare for other diseases that might reach its shores, including the monkeypox, which is now being recorded in Australia, and the schools start receiving their students from Forms 1 to 7 today. We'll have these and more stories later on in the bulletin. Now for the stories in details. The Legislative Assembly's meeting that was scheduled to take place today has been deferred again. The deferral was approved by the House on Saturday, 21st of May. Information from Parliament states the deferral is consequent on the ex-temporary judgment issued on Friday, granting a stay of executive of the judgment in the election petition to Tongatapu 4 People's Representative, who is currently the Finance Minister and the Minister for Revenue and Customs, Tatafu Moimoi. The Legislative Assembly's rules of proceedings are considered in light of legal considerations in order to ensure the Assembly's meetings can be properly resumed. On Friday afternoon, the Speaker confirmed that Parliament will resume this morning, and the agendas include the unseating of convicted MPs unless granted with a stay of judgment, deliberations on the budget estimate, and for 3 Nobles representatives to take their oaths as members of Parliament. Tonga should always prepare for other diseases that might reach its shores, especially with the new virus that is now recorded in various countries around the world. This new virus, monkeypox, has been confirmed in at least 12 countries, with the scientists investigating its origin, which has now been detected in the US and many European countries. The Health Director, Dr. Siale Akaola, says they are still awaiting advice from the World Health Organization on the current situation of the monkeypox virus. But that should not stop people from preparing for a possible spread of the virus to Tonga, as Tonga continues to repatriate its stranded citizens from these countries, which has now reached Australia. The virus does not spread easily between people, and the risk to the wider public is very low. There is no specific vaccine for monkeypox, but the jabs used for smallpox offers 85% protection since the two viruses are quite similar. Monkeypox disease is similar to smallpox but less severe and less infectious. It is spread through close contact with an infected person or animal. Symptoms of monkeypox include fever, headaches, swellings, exhaustion, itchy rash and lesions, mainly on face, hands and feet. This is a new virus and the ministry is still learning about it, as how we did with COVID-19, to be able to inform the public what they need to do to best protect themselves from this new virus. As such, the World Health Organization is yet to declare monkeypox a public health emergency, so it is not of international concern at the moment. But with more reporting on the matter, Tonga will have to prepare in time for when it will reach our shores. The BBC News reported more than 80 cases of monkeypox, including Canada, the US and now Australia. Principals and the teachers excitedly welcomed back their students to school after a long time of having them engaged in home learning. Months of preparation and the screening at the schools has guaranteed the return of students from Forms 1 to 7 back into the classrooms. Paula tells you more.
These are the students of Queen Charlotte College returning back to school. The principal of Queen Charlotte College, Reverend Liliofagawa, says 974 students registered this year, but they're yet to confirm whether everyone attended school today, with a number of them attended school, as evident in the packed assembly at the hall this morning. The Ministry of Education and the Health Ministry, together with UNICEF, inspected our schools last Tuesday, and we were cleared to have our students back to school. The Ministry of Health gave us 95.5 points, which is exciting because that means we're safe to have our students back to school. Last week we only had our Form 6 and 7 students, but this week all students from Form 1 to 7 are coming back to school. We have been provided with thermal guns to check the temperatures. We've also signs in place in the school compound. We also have a team who stands at the gate to check the students' vaccination card that they must have the second jab before we allow them to come in. It's all for the safety of the students. Meanwhile, Queen Charlotte College was among the schools that received assistance from Her Majesty of hand sanitizers, face masks and gloves, with similar assistance offered by the Ministry of Education and the National Emergency Management Office on NEMO. It is also understood that students of the college engaged in homeschool learning during the lockdown. Meanwhile, teachers are working to ensure external exams will be carried out by the end of the year or might be delayed due to COVID-19. Live from Paula for Radio and Television Tonga News.
It was a delight for many churches to resume the church services at the chapels. It has been several months since prayer services were done at home, conducted through the radio and the television, as well as the internet, due to the volcanic eruption and the restrictions from COVID-19. Speaking to Radio and Television Tonga News, the Vicar General of the Roman Catholic Church Diocese of Tonga and Niue, Monsignor Latu Finau, and the President of the Free Wesleyan Church, Reverend Dr. David Javier, says there is a unique spirit of having congregation resume church services at the chapel, as the spirit of unity and the joining together in prayer is present.
Good morning.
It is true that there is a new spirit of returning to church, as today families have been dreaming and hoping for the opportunity to come back and have church services in the chapel. True, the home is the only place that binds families together in prayer and worship. But for me, today was a spirit of happiness, as we have been looking forward for this day to receive congregations and read to them the sermon face to face. There is an uniqueness in spirit of coming back to the chapels. It was stopped because of the disasters, but today we were able to attend our services in the chapel, and it is good as congregation get to meet together after a long time, especially the elderlies. Another spirit of entering the church services as the Maupa choir led our singing services, and it's great to be able to listen again to the great anthems and the hymns sung by them. And also the prayer ceremony is a joyful moment, as there is a special warm feeling of returning back to the chapels. There are plans and arrangements for churches to observe COVID-19 restrictions inside the chapels to ensure they adhere with the restrictions imposed, such as maintaining of social distancing and wearing of face masks. Radio News also understands that other denominations had their church services held at the chapels as well. New Zealand's High Commissioner Designate to Tonga, His Excellency Matthew Howell, signed a grants contribution letter on Friday confirming budget support to Tonga. It includes a 40% increase to 3.5 million New Zealand dollars per annum for 2 years. This increase in budget support will assist Tonga with its economic recovery and to prioritize policy reforms that will help the government of Tonga achieve its development objectives. The support was received by the acting CEO for the Ministry of Finance, Bisila Otonuku, and said that it is a timely support and will assist with the government's financial needs following the recent Hungatonga Hungahapai volcanic eruption and the current COVID-19 challenges. And from the Supreme Court, the trial of the former Prime Minister, People Representative of Tongatapu 10, Reverend Dr. Pohiva Tuenetoa, and fellow candidates from Tongatapu 10, Kapelieli Lanumata, was expected to start this morning but is again adjourned to Wednesday, the 25th. Lanumata sued Pohiva Tuenetoa for 3 counts of bribery. The adjournment of this trial was after a request from Lanumata and his legal counsel, David Corbett, to give them an opportunity to complete their affidavit papers to confirm their witnesses. Lord Chief Justice Michael Whitten asked Lanumata's legal counsel Corbett this morning if they are ready to proceed with the trial, but Corbett replied that they are not. Lanumata then asked for permission to speak in court, in which he says There are more people who are willing to come into court and testify, but Lord Chief Justice Whitten says he is yet to submit to court the names of these people and what they expect to say in court in relation to the 3 claims the defendant is being alleged of. Lord Chief Justice Whitten says he has given ample time for Lanumata and his legal counsel to talk with the witnesses and confirm they will come and testify in court, but this morning they are still not ready and have asked to adjourn the trial. However, the respondent's counsel, Lord Clive Edwards, requested the courts for the petitioner to pay for the respondent's cost of today, as he and his client have wasted a day's worth of hearing. Lord Chief Justice Whitten then ruled that Lanumata pay the expenses of today's trial and adjourn the trial till Wednesday this week. Before we part, as a final look at tonight's top stories. Parliament's meeting for today is again deferred. Tonga should prepare for other diseases that might reach its shores, including the monkeypox, which has now been recorded in Australia, and the students or schools start receiving their students from Forms 1 to 7 today. That's it for tonight. Thank you for your company. I'm Malia Gutenbell. Have a blessed evening.